I'm late. All in the game, all on the dance right. Hey, where the party at? Where the party at? Where the girls going wild, getting on, yeah. That's where I wanna be at, yeah. Heaven's the purgatory, reasons the lucky boy. Really wanna go your boy, do anything for your boy. All of the stick the way I party. And a 600 the next I party, yeah. Hey, Kev, we got bitches, we got blunts, we got drank, and we chill. Yeah, the neighborhood party. We got the neighborhood party. That's right, the neighborhood party. We posted the neighborhood party. Yeah. The old players are posted. The young flockers are posted. Back into the pretty girls. Posted at the neighborhood party. Neighborhood party. At the neighborhood party with the OGs. Sipping drink in the summertime, feel the breeze. I don't bang in the homies, no, I never did. But still respect me, cause I'm never on the punk shit. I love the ladies in the party, got plenty of them. Black, brown, white, sipping on the Henny with them. Booty shorts and the hoop, beer wings, being at backs, looking like, damn, you a cutie mama. Can't match, shooting dice in the backyard. Tony T spinning, got the heads bouncing, y'all. There ain't no drama at the party, no enemies. I'm King Will, know I gotta keep the heat seat. At the neighborhood party, know they got the blunts. At the neighborhood party, sipping gin and juice. At the neighborhood party, got the fire hole. At the neighborhood party, we barbecuing too. At the neighborhood party, that's right. What up, y'all? Just thought I'd check in with my homies. All my homies up in the comment section. Jerry Allen, Southside Compton. Who's older, me or S-Mac? I'm probably at least 5 years older than S-Mac. I'm pretty sure. I don't think S-Mac hit the 50 yet. Another late night whopper. Z, what up? Good looking out. Appreciate it. Man, I was just thinking about a lot of conversation from the last live. A lot of key points I missed and stuff like that, but it's all good. But how y'all doing, man? Hopefully everybody's fine. I didn't hear about no deaths today, but I did feel sort of bad that I gave a shout out to Vin Scully and not Bill Russell. Nothing personal, nothing racial about it. Just the fact that I grew up on Vin Scully and learned so much from Vin Scully. I didn't learn a damn thing from Bill Russell, but he was a great basketball player. But rest in peace, Bill Russell, and my condolences to the Russell family. I mean, it's no surprise that we swept the Giants. I've been saying all year that the Giants and the Padres, they can't hang with us no more. It's over. Them days of losing to them is over. And the Padres they spending all this money. The Padres are going crazy like they forgot they're a small market team. They're throwing all this cash out there at these players and ain't going to win nothing. They just not going to win nothing. I like Vin Scully. Chick Hearns was good, but Vin Scully, because like I said, I learned from Vin Scully. But man, a lot of deaths this past probably 30 days, right? At least in my society anyway. Just when I was going to lay down, but got to show love for Kev Mac. Good looking out, Mike. Appreciate it. Yeah, Chicky was good. He had his own style, for sure. Old Chick Hearns, man. Both of them are legendary LA broadcasters, so it's all good. Lady A, what up? Dodgers stole the royal blue from the Royals, cuz. They didn't steal it from Brooklyn. I'm just saying, they was blue in Brooklyn. I had to get my sleep last night, but the cat speaking on Squeaky Lance was out of pocket. For real he was. So 2 days in a row, I've been on the phone with triple OGs talking about that cop and that statement, and man, outlandish. But I guess I don't know if people are doing this on purpose or not. They trying to sabotage the history that we throwing out there and putting together or not. But I always say this: it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's me, somebody AC's age, or even older. Is that when you tell a story, you have to remember there are still peers of that individual you're speaking on or yourself that's still alive and they know the truth. So you're not going to sneak past the lies, misinformation, and changing history past everybody. There's going to be some people that's woke and know the real. And if they don't call you out, at least we'll talk about it and make sure it stays straight. But I'm going to try to get one or two guys to come on eventually and address that individual and his statements. But Squeaky Lance, we interviewed him. He already said, you know, Marcellus came before him. So it's no surprise on that. Big Lee, what's up with you? All right, Richie Long, for sure. JR from the Bay, the 11 o'clock edition. Kev Mac is in full effect. But one thing I want to touch on about last night, this is kind of for the women, guys that never been to prison, and people from outside of California, is when it comes to black and brown, Mexicans and blacks in county jail or prison, but mostly in prison, there's going to always be some type of connection if you're solid. This is what nobody talks about. At least I didn't hear nobody talk about this, but amongst solid individuals, the race doesn't even matter. They're going to communicate. You have to be able to communicate with somebody in order to solve a conflict. Or even when you go to war, you're going to let somebody know, hey, look, this is what's going to happen if y'all don't do this, that, or the other. If y'all don't straighten this out or get this right, it's going down. Like, you get those warnings and you get those conversations and you get that respect amongst each other. So anybody that's not saying that, not knowing that, or saying the opposite is a goddamn lie. You're a liar. You know what I mean? There's solid individuals amongst Crips and Bloods, amongst Northerners and Southerners, blacks and Southerners, and even with like the Pisces or whatever other groups you have, there is some type of communication, respect, and solidarity. I'm not up on that horrific accident today, but yeah, so I don't understand where all this putting a rag over your eye is coming from. I don't understand why. I understand some of it. I understand those outside of California that are still young and brain hasn't developed to maturity yet. I understand why they don't know and they don't understand. But for people that's actually in Southern Los Angeles, Southern California, I don't understand why this is like a secret or why this is being hidden. I don't understand that. But real, one of the sayings, real recognize real is a real saying. It's actually factual. But solid dudes. And another thing, just the second thing I want to address, probably was a lot more, but another thing I want to address is it's not wartime all year long. Like you don't war 365 days a year between in racial conflicts. There are days off, there's weeks off, and there's months off. Sometimes it's just war season. You know what I mean? And even if you try to go to war 365 days a year, they'll lock you down. They'll stop the war from existing every day. And so there is communication from one cell to another, from one tier to another. You feel me? There is respect taken and respect given on them yards. And I'm not even speaking on a level 4 because I don't know firsthand about no level 4. But on a level 3 and a level 2, I mean that, and like I said, county jail, that's how it go. But whatever. So them are some things that people don't talk about. People get mixed up and think it's just war every day. Every time you come out to sell, every time you go to the yard, it's war. It's not like that. If that's the case, people wouldn't be able to work out, wouldn't be able to go out on the yard and spread or, you know what I'm saying? Do none of that. Play baseball, basketball, whatever else, activities, you know what I'm saying? Walk to the chow hall. So those misconceptions, hopefully, I straightened it up a little bit. Somebody that's more articulate could probably clean it up a lot better for me. But I just thought I'd put that out there for you immature, ignorant idiot and racist that have some type of agenda on YouTube in this YouTube world. Okay, the homie says it's the same politics on a level 4. I'm sure it's even tighter, right? I'm sure the solid South Side and the solid Crip of Blood probably has more solidarity, I'm guessing, but because it really cracks there, and these are the dudes doing more time, usually, but not necessarily because you get lifers on level 3s and lifers on level 2s without question. Someone featured a segment on your Ghost Capone GYC 3-time interview on a White Crips and Bloods video, and it already has 80 something thousand views and only like 700 subscribers. Ain't that something? So what do we get out of this? So we get either they're buying views and likes, right? No, I didn't flag them. I just found out about it. And a lot of this stuff's not even popping up. I'm not going in and do all that extra shit. But so they're either buying views and likes, or what I've always maintained is that people boycott kevmacvideos. People boycott kevmac, and people boycott some of the black people in this genre. As long as it's regarding white people or non-black channel, I mean they got better action than I do. That's why their numbers are so much higher than my numbers or the numbers on the Kevmac video one. Buying from who? You got people that sell them all day. Just Google buy likes or Google buy views. Pops up all day long. All day. People buying, bro. Keep on posting, bro. Keep on posting. 107 people and only 2 likes. Damn. I got 120 people on my screen, but I can't see the likes. Stop making these stupid rap songs about them as cringy and lame. Who are you referring to, brother? One day you're going to be a millionaire. I always thought that. That's why I gamble and lose so much, because I always think I'm going to be a millionaire today. Like, I don't want to be a millionaire tomorrow or next week. When I'm gambling and winning, I'm trying to be a millionaire today. Crazy laughs about that all the time, but real talk. I got you. Let me like right now. All right, Denise, good looking out. And the way inflation is going right now, we all gonna be a millionaire one day soon. It's gonna take you $1 million just to survive pretty soon, man. Key, how's your brother doing? Is he out here? Nah, but I'm glad you brought that up. Kind of because I've been slacking to speak on him, but you're also a little bit too early because I was gonna speak on him next week. He goes to the board August 10th. So yeah, he's still locked up. He still doesn't have a date. Still doesn't know what's going on. So August 10th,
he has a board hearing if they don't put it off like they put it off the last couple of times. They're mad because he filed an appeal to get an early hearing, and he filed an appeal for early release and all that. So they got a little upset with him, I'm assuming, because each time he put in an appeal, they suspiciously canceled his board hearings. But so hopefully August 10th, we'll get some good news on bro, but I haven't heard from him, and he's not going to be able to reach me until then because my phone's not on purpose to avoid a lot of people I don't want to talk to. Remember, I said I was going under a rock probably into the new year for 4 months, possibly to the new year. So now we got September, October, November, December. So almost 5 months. So between 4 and 5 more months, kind of be, I'm going to be hard to reach and not easily seen. You have to see me right here on KM Video Live Stream. I hope bro get out. I'd like to spend some quality time with bro because I always talk about us passing early, and bro has been sick a long time. He had got not bronchitis, or is it bronchitis? No. He got one of them diseases, breathing disease, when he was in San Diego. Our mom, our dad, our sister, our brother, our grandmother, step-grandfather, auntie, have all passed since he been gone. Not to mention all the homies and the childhood friends that didn't bang. Since he's been gone, he's lost a whole lot of people. You know what I was thinking about last night? Q says he does 32 years and 4 months. Q was a lifer, right? Seemed like he did forever. No, not asthma. It's not asthma. But Cuse, it seemed like Cuse did forever. He really did a lifetime, like for real. But then you look at bro, and it's like his crime is nothing like these guys that did these life sentences. He got a burglary when nobody was home and nobody was hurt. And he's been gone 28 years. So imagine if he do 4 more years, he's done as much time as all these lifers, all these OGs that we think spent too much time in prison for murder. Sometime a couple of murders, right? No, it's not asthma. I can't think of the damn word. Y'all know what it is. Tuberculosis. TB. He got that in Donovan. And so, he had a long, rough ride. Sometimes I feel bad for him, but not to make no excuses or put him down, but sometimes I sit back and look at bro and be like, man, that dude been bad forever. Since I was like 2 years old, he been bad. Like he been bad his whole life. Yeah, he got mature and he understands now, and he's a lot better, and he's a good guy. He's remorseful for his crime. So he's changed a lot. He's a lot better person for sure. But I bring that up because knowing that the 3-strike law came out and you continue to participate in crime, which we all did, he just unfortunately got caught. You know what I mean? And so that's why I bring that up. Kev, do you make those Baymax shirts? Absolutely not. I don't make Baymax shirts. I believe my homeboy Chucky make them. My homeboy Chuck grew up like 2 blocks from me. And he's closer to the Windsor Hills side. Yeah, I'm on here late, man. I've been tied up, man. I've been busy. Quick story, man. Let me see. No, I can't tell that story right now because I don't know the name. Let me see. Oh no, I can tell the story. And Chuck might be watching. He might be listening. Somebody for damn sure gonna send this to Chuck. What up, soldier? So let me tell you this story, man. So Chuck grew up with Chuck, right? Athlete. He's an athlete. Good dude. chose not to gangbang, but he grew up with all the gangbangers and the non-gangbangers in the neighborhood. He's probably one block away from Windsor Hills, or they may consider where he lived Windsor Hills. I'm not sure, but so the homie somehow, some way, got hooked up with my nephew, who was like a sixth grader at the time. My nephew, when he was in sixth grade, decided he wanted to be an entrepreneur and he wanted to start a business. So he started a clothing business like we all do, t-shirts and hoodies. So now it gets a little bit older. OG Steve, what's up? I was going to call you today, man, because I hadn't seen you. Check on you, but good looking out. So my nephew, I guess maybe 9th or 10th grade, I'm a guess about 10th grade. No, he was still in junior high school, though. So my nephew calls me up. I mean, he's not my nephew. I'm tripping. He's my cousin. He's my uncle's son. So my cousin calls me up. I don't talk to him. We don't talk. We don't have that type of relationship. And he says, man, I think I need your help. I'm like, what's up? He like, you're the only one I could talk to about this. Chuck owed me some money. And I'm like, yeah, what Chuck owe you money for? He said, man, we in business together. He owed me a few hundred. I was wondering if you could get my money for me. So I'm like, you know what? Chuck's the homie. I don't have nothing to do with their business. I probably know Chuck better than I know my cousin, so I'm going to stay out of it. One day I run across Chuck, and I tell Chuck, hey, you know, what's up with the business with my cousin? You know, you owe him a few dollars. He like, oh, man, let me tell you about it. Hold up. I don't want to hear about it. You're going to give my cousin his money, or you're not going to give it to him. I'm not on you like that, but I felt like I should let you know that I know you owe my little cousin some money. I mean, my cousin's a little kid, man. I think dude might have been messing with his mama. That's how, he's my age. My cousin's a youngster. I'll tell you who my cousin is in a moment. So if y'all familiar with Hypeland is my cousin's newer clothing line, right? And Walt Disney hooked up with him. And Walt Disney, I don't know how it goes, but they became a partnership, right? We'll talk about Brittney Griner in a moment. And so I done seen stars wearing his clothing, right? Well, cousin done bought some multi-million-dollar homes for himself, for his mama. He done bought Bentleys. He done bought convertible Bentleys. Like, this dude is chipped out the game. He's a special guest at all the big events, the Dodger games, concerts, all sort of stuff, right? So the moral to this story is the guy you asking about, Baymac, I believe is Chuck. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's Chuck's clothing line. Sold out for a couple $100 and could have been raking in millions of dollars right now had he not messed off the relationship with my cousin. So you got to be careful when you burn people, man. You just never know. And here we are talking about people will be a millionaire one day and all of that. Dude may never see $1 million, or he may see $1 million, but a couple $100 ruined it, man. And so my cousin's name, if y'all want to look him up, if you think I'm lying or exaggerating, Jordan Bentley. Jordan Bentley was on one of those reality shows, and he's for sure like a low-key, second-class celebrity and balling out of control. But he don't mess with his father's side of the family. You know, that's a whole nother subject. These mothers are raising kids to hate their daddy and their daddy's family. Even if you don't like your daddy and your daddy did something wrong, or you taught to believe your daddy did something wrong, his family ain't done nothing wrong to you. That's your blood. That's your family. My auntie watched him every day during the week. She watched him before school, fed him breakfast, watched him after school, took him wherever he needed to go, tennis practice, made sure he ate early dinner or a late lunch. Took care of this dude. Nah, I'm not gonna get off into the business. I'm tripping. That's family business. My bad. I'm not gonna get off into all that. But that's how it go when these mothers is raising these kids with hatred in their heart, or lying on their father, or just even saying a bunch of negative things about the father and the father's family. Man, you guys gotta stop that. You guys gotta get a hold of yourself and let the kids decide for themselves who they like and don't like, who they mess with and don't mess with. Now, he ain't said no shit like that, Go Young DJ. See, I told you be saying some off the wall side comment ass shit. Now, this is how I know he ain't said no shit like that to you. Because the homie Kevin Backstrom called my homie GP, and they called me on a three-way, and he said my cousin was bragging that Kev Mac's my cousin, and Kev Mac this and that, and I grew up with Kev Mac, and Kev Mac blah, 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 blah. So I know damn well he ain't told you no shit like that, man. I don't know where y'all get this shit from, man. Like I said, I dropped the name just in case y'all want to check to see if I'm lying or exaggerating. Kev, you looking lighter than the Kev in the picture. Yeah, Kev in the picture got a little, a little color to it that's not natural. That's probably why. Now you could tell jokes on here. I just said you say some sideways ass shit, right? You didn't say just kidding or just joking with the comment. You said that afterwards, right? But you could tell jokes on here all you want in 30 seconds because you could have been with him. Fool was always around crowds. You could have been with him for all I know. He's always in Vegas. He go to all these shows and all kind of stuff in Vegas. UFC, he go to all the UFC fights and all that. Mike, good looking out, man. Put my cash app up. Why, man? Why you want me to waste my time, man? Hey, but OG Steve, man, good looking out, brother. Appreciate you, OG Steve. Remember, they was calling you a troll last night, or you thought they was calling you a troll last night, right? I'm light skinned. I'll take that. Somebody had me laughing, man. I don't remember if it was on the live or if it was in the comments. I know somebody left a comment in the comment section, but somebody said the Mexicans wasn't tripping on me in East LA because they thought I was Mexican. Man, I fell out laughing, man. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they did think I was Mexican, but that ain't gonna fly either because they would have hit me up. It would have been like, hey, Holmes, where you from, SA? You know what I mean? How you feel about the Griner getting 9 years in the pokey? Well, I knew they was gonna hold her, and I knew they was gonna give her more time than she should probably get. I didn't think they would max her out with the whole 9 years, but it's obvious why they gave her 9 years. Good looking out, Mr. Pickney. Appreciate that. But the reason why they gave her so much time, I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming, but I'm pretty sure, is the longer they hold her, the more likely they can negotiate and get back those Russian people that we hold. So they can do an exchange, right? So I think that's what it was. Not you, OG Steve. Somebody was trolling last night, and Go Young DJ thought we was talking about him, or they thought Go Young DJ was a troll and wasn't regular. So that's what I think it is, just a negotiation factor. So they have more power in trading for the Russian spies, and espionage, and murders, gas and people, and that type of stuff. Yeah, definitely a chess game for sure. And plus, they know the whole world is watching. What they should have did was said, we'll give you Brittney Griner back if y'all quit helping them Ukrainians. Because we thought Russia was going to run over them Ukrainians in a week or 30 days. Here we are, and the Ukrainians are still sitting back fighting. They ain't got no country. Everything's leveled to the ground. But them dudes are still out there busting back. No legs and all that, man. They getting arms shot off, legs shot off. They getting tore up and still want to go back on the battlefield. They willing to die for their country for real. Yeah, geopolitics can be tricky. She's definitely bargaining power, OG Bam, without question. Russia knows how to fight America. When we say peace, I think all countries have figured America out, especially like North Korea and China. I think it took China a little while, or maybe China wanted to get their money up. Now that they got more power for their dollar and a billion people over there, they not tripping no more. They're like, look, North Korea been bluffing all this time. We could bluff too, and we'll tear Taiwan up. We'll tear Hawaii up. What do y'all want blown up? We'll blow it up. If this was LeBron, would he be home right now? That's a good question, but whose side are you asking this question to? Because if you're asking the Russians, hell no, he wouldn't be home. They would have even more power if it was LeBron over there, right? But now if you're asking America, America probably would have already sent all them Russians over there. American would have probably took every Russian, even if they Russian American, and said, y'all can go back to Russia. We need LeBron back. Because LeBron is a moneymaker. Mr. Johnson, good looking out, sir. China's not really tripping over Pelosi. That's just, they've been wanting to trip. That's all. They trying to control America and tell America where they can and can't go. And that's not about to happen. Pelosi did it, obviously, as a political move. But also, like in 25 years, if people are scared to go over there, what's wrong with Nancy going over there? If they would have killed Nancy, it probably wouldn't have mattered. She's going to die next week anyway. Like Nancy's so old, looked like she should have died last month. If Kobe was alive, he would have got the girl out by now. I don't know about all that. He probably would have tried. But bottom line is Russia want their killers back. Russia want their spies and killers back, man. Kobe and LeBron wasn't going to get that back. But bargaining power, LeBron would be more powerful than a Brittney Griner without question. Dennis Rodman is not going to get nowhere with that guy, man. Putin don't give a damn about Dennis Rodman. Putin don't like gays. My bad. Putin wouldn't like Dennis Rodman over there. Jay-Z can get her back. Watch Hove got the juice. Well, I don't know, man. We're living in some tough times, man. Kobe and LeBron ain't gonna get them back. Laughing my ass. Hey, Kev, I'm weak. You funny. Sometimes I don't be trying to be funny, though, man. You know what I mean? Your thoughts on Terrell Owens getting confronted by Karen? I'm out the loop once again. Don't know nothing about it. You spoke to who on Facebook, homie? Who'd you speak to on Facebook, my nigga? Favorite Crip outfit when I was young? How young? Because I would have to say probably the black and blue Nike Cortez, some fresh blue khaki pants, fresh ice white t-shirt with a blue and black or blue and dark blue Pendleton. And the blue S hat, man, Seattle Mariners hat, man. The white lady told T.O., you're a black man and you just come towards a white woman. Man. But you know what? I mean, if you are really in the trenches with this shit and dress the style, you may want to put on some corduroy house shoes instead of the blue and black Nike Cortez. I didn't have no blue croaker sacks. I had wallabies. I had black croaker sacks. I don't remember the money green suede Cortez until later on. Black warrior spirit, good looking out and blessings and much Kev and Cali Bay checking in behind enemy lines around these anti-black folks and white extremists in gentrified Cali Bay. Uh-oh. Man, my homie heard me saying cuz the other day. She called me and asked me if I would stop because I could be cousin my blessing away. That hit me deep. I mean, you know, I feel you on that. No, I didn't have a California curl. I had a Jerry curl, though. Jerry blessed me real good for a hot minute. People used to always ask me why you got a Jerry curl. Shit, I don't know. It's just the style. Shit. Oh, Skip Townsend in the building. Were there any Mexican rolling 60 during your? Thank you. That's another thing I was gonna mention, and that probably does it from last night, the residue of last night. So here you got black guys, you know, a handful of black guys over the YouTube. I'm not talking about content creators. I'm just talking about in the comment section that hate Mexicans, right? But there's Mexicans from black gangs. And the flip side, you know, every time I talk black and brown, there's a flip side. Man, it's black dudes from Mexican gangs. So are you really racist? Do you really hate your homeboy? Or should your homeboy peel your cap when you get a good chance? But yeah, man, uh, one of my best Mexican partners from the hood. A lot of love and respect for this dude. We call him White Boy, but White Boy was an essay. White Boy got deported, and he's over there in Juarez, Mexico right now. If he's still all right. Ain't heard from him in a few years. But and then, you know, you guys always ask about Smurf. Smurf is another one. I don't even look at them dudes as Mexican, though. I look at White Boy as a down-ass homie. I look at Smurf as a good homie. I don't even look at him like nothing else. So, again, that's just me, whether it's because I look Mexican or whatever. But I don't know how other people, I don't know how they feel in their heart when they say some of the stuff they say. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Everybody got a right to feel the way they feel. And as Cartoon said, man, y'all say what you want to say and do what you want to do. Can't nobody stop you from doing that. But whatever you do or say or put on the internet, whatever business you throw out there on the internet, it becomes open to the whole YouTube world. You ever see the yard go up over a black Serrano? Not me, but I'm sure it's happened. I've seen it. I've seen an incident over a white Crip, but no, I never seen an incident over a black Serrano. I've seen black dudes dissing black Serrano, but not to the point where a riot jumped off. I remember one time I was in the county jail and I went to this one module. I don't know if I told this story or not, but I went to this one module and now the racial tension is already on. It's been rocking and rolling from different joints in Wayside, different, county facilities in Wayside, different floors in the county jail. There's a lot of tension. So I go into this one module. We all fresh in there though. So it's this black dude. He's so dark. He's tatted up everywhere, but he's so dark you don't even know what the hell the tattoos say, right? But I did see a number. I seen an 8 on his right arm. I can't see what the hell that shit is on his left arm. But he's my bunkie, and he gets the bottom bunk, and I got the top bunk. Did I say that right, or did I have the bottom? No, I think I had the bottom, and he had the top. So we go to our bunk. Now, dude is quiet. I'm quiet, right? But he's black as my golf hat. Bald head, probably about 5'9", 5'10", but he got size on him, right? And so we go a whole day without speaking. A whole day we not speaking. So the next morning, we go to chow, and when we come back from chow, I'm peeping that it ain't really no black dudes in there. And the Mexicans, you could feel them getting ready. I see the 8 on dude's arm, so I'm thinking he probably from 5'8", 5'8", 60s, right? He might be from 4'8". There was a few of them, right? So I say, hey, homie, I said, where you from? Why? I'm like, where you from? What do you care? I'm like, damn. I'm like, I'm just asking. I mean, and now I'm thinking he might be from Poses because he's talking like he's a Mexican. He's talking like he's full-fledged Hispanic, right? With the whole accent and all that. And I'm like, damn, I'm like, something ain't right. I'm figuring something ain't right. So I lay on my bunk. I'm a little bit offended, but I'm also saying it's fitting to go down, and this fool ain't gonna be down with the get down. So I get up and I look at him and I say, fool, where you from? And he say, nah, he wasn't from Posa. He wasn't from Posa. He was from 18th Street. He's from 18. That's what the 8 was. He was from 18th Street. You probably thinking of that story when we was getting out. And the Grapes, the Hoovers, 8-Tray Gangsters, and a dude from 30s was tripping. That might be what you're talking about. But yeah, dude was from 18th Street. So I don't understand why he couldn't just say he was from 18 or he was a South Sider. But then it dawned on me, he thought I was race tripping. And he probably thought when it go down, he gonna get me, right? Probably like, I'll get my bunkie, you know what I'm saying? But that tripped me out. He had to roll black for us to be bunkies because we was blacks bunk with blacks and Mexicans bunk with Mexicans. So he obviously didn't tell them he rolled South Side or Mexican, even though he had all them tattoos. Right? But that was a trip. He ended up getting up out of there. When he found out where I was from or whatever, he moved up out of there. He got his shit and he moved. I think he didn't want to get caught up in that situation. But I wasn't tripping on him. I'm just saying where you from, so I know what's going on. And never did I think he was a South Side. Somebody in the comments said I was begging you for an interview the other day because I said you never come to Dago, but I wasn't talking about interviewing me because I'm not old to give you the history. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Are you the one hit me with your big homies hook up? Somebody from Dago hit me up and sent me a phone number, but I haven't got around to calling that phone number yet. Miss Hill, what up? What up, Monique? I never ran across any Asian 60s. I think Little Banker may have some Asian in him. I'm not sure which one. I think Little Banker's mom maybe Asian. But mom and dad Asian, I don't recall. Number one, always ran black in the county and the pen. That's what's up. Hard pimps treated in prison. I got one pimp story for you. Now, this is not first hand. No, I'm going to give you first hand first. So when I first got to the prison, I went to reception. The very first cell I went in, it's a dude in the cell already. And I bell up in the cell. And dude was on me. He like, you one of them LA niggas? And I'm like, whoa, I didn't know how to take that right. I still got my bedroll and shit in my hand. And I'm like, wow, what's up? And he say, man, I could tell you one of them Crips, ain't you? Yeah. He like, man, I knew it. I'm a pimp from up north. I'm a pimp from the Bay Area and blah, 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 blah. I'm doing all this and that. He said, man, I can't be in the cell with you. All right, get your ass up out of here then. So the first count, he got up out of there. He left. So that's my first-hand pimp story. Got probably just one more experience with a pimp in prison. He was a 415er. He said he was cool with some Crips, but he couldn't walk the yard with no Crips because it wasn't the same thing. He didn't like the way LA dudes got out. Now, here go a second or third hand story. This is my homie Roscoe, rest in peace, told me. All right, y'all ready for this? I can't tell you the name, but he's an OG Crip. It's OG Crip. Now they were on a level 4. They were on a level 4, and the homie Roscoe was cool with this Crip. The Crip had a job. Roscoe had a job. Roscoe comes home from his job and goes in his cell. This pimp dude comes on a tier, and the pimp goes in the OG Crip cell. 2-man cells. So when the OG homie as in Crip, not rolling 60, he comes from work and he hits the tier, and the homie Roscoe say, hey, cuz, you got a celly. He like, man, I ain't got no celly. He like, no, you got a celly. He like, where that fool from? He said, he from the Bay. He said, from the Bay? Like, yeah, he a pimp. He said, oh, man, watch this. He go on to a cell. He go in the cell. Count time at night. He hears somebody screaming. I told part of the story once before. He hears somebody screaming. The CO let the fool out the cell. Roscoe, Roscoe had extras. He was a jokester. But Roscoe say the pimp came running down the tier, asshole naked, with his umbilical cord hanging out his ass, screaming. So that's how some pimps get treated in prison. Like, because you're just not respected like that. Now, some got a little more thug in them, more street affiliated, but you come in there with the long hair and popping that slick stuff and you got them long cocaine nails, boy, something bad just might happen to you. But yeah, man, that's how it can go down. I remember my first time going to CPT as a kid. I seen the first black Southside I ever saw dressed in khaki shirts, buttoned all the way to the top, low song like an essay. It was a trip. He was from Largo. Nah, he ain't resting in peace. He's still living. Kev, you got any Tongan or Samoan stories in a joint? Nah, I don't. I don't remember if I was level 2 or level 3. I can't remember where I was, but I remember asking a Samoan and some native Indians, who they ran with. And they were saying they were in the other car. And they ate, they spread together, had a little like bonfire. I don't even know if it was legal to have a bonfire in prison, but they had a little fire going. They crowded around. They had like some little rocks and sticks. I guess, I don't know if that's part of their culture or they were praying or what. That's about it. But I do remember going at 4800. Now, it wasn't the Crip Module no more. This is after 4800 had first got disbanded or broken up. And I go in 4800, and there was this big old Samoan, big old huge Samoan. And he wasn't no rip. It was all rips in there, but this Samoan wasn't no rip. He was a Samoan bounty hunter. And he had like, he had the red money bag, and he had like a long red, almost like a keychain hanging out of his pocket. And I thought, damn, this fool is down. Like, because Bloods wasn't really on the main line like that. I'm like, this fool is down right here. But come to find out, a lot of those Samoan dudes, as they call each other Usos, they were like brothers. They were like family, so they looked out for each other. They wasn't set tripping like that. But I didn't see no Crips run up on that Samoan, though. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. No, but I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about somebody else. I don't even want to give out the areas these dudes is from, right? How about them white boys in the pen? What up with them? What? And you know, like, even when you guys say there's pimp crips or pimps from your neighborhood, like I say, if you a pimp and you got that street in you, that's a little different. Like I said, the long hair, the long nails, that lingo and all that brings on a whole different situation. And then more than likely, I'm just telling you my experience and what the homie told me about one incident. But I'm sure there's some dudes that can get away with it. I'm sure every yard and every situation is different. Mm. Nah, I didn't run into Monster Crazy D. Nah, I ain't got no stories on white boys in the joint. The only story I got, I'll give you both my stories. That's how little I got on the white boys. Two stories. Real quick. The first story is when I hit reception, you hear all the white boys yelling the N word and you gonna die, we gonna get you, and all that stuff, right? Kind of scary, but kind of like, oh man, this is where I want to be. Like, I got to see this. Like, how was this gonna go down? Because the reception was also the hole. So you got dudes in the hole that know they're not even coming out their cell, right? Woofing over the tear and stuff. Cell soldiers. The other incident, again, is there was a white crip. I don't know if I should say where he's from, but there was a white crip on the yard, and the white boys broke his jaw and beat him up a couple of times and sent him packing. That's all I got. I don't have no white boy stories. I know, I know where I was. The whites rode with the Mexicans, kind of like almost like a backup for the Mexicans, right? Or if the blacks and whites got into it, the Mexicans would pressure the whites to handle their business, which they never did. But that's all I got. I don't have the rockhead and cute stories or incidents. I don't have a bunch of time, 10, 20, or 30 years on the tier with them dudes. I always tell you guys, man, I did wino time, man. Man, I wasn't finna help that dude because of one reason. I stepped up to help. I threw a crip meeting. Yeah, KevMac threw a crip meeting. I threw a few of them. I threw a crip meeting. And I asked the white boy, what you want to do? Because you know it's going to go down. And he said he'll handle it himself. So you left to handle it yourself. So then I gave him an ultimatum. You can take off on the white guys and we got your back. But you have to take off first. And we going to get down too. And he chose not to do it. So when he got his jaw broke, nigga, go get your shit wired up. When he got beat up again, nigga, what you want to do now? You got a broke nose and a broke jaw. And you're throwing up a C with two crooked fingers now. What you want to do now? He said, I want to tap out. See you later, bye. So you can't, man, even if you was black, it was the same get down. You gotta be willing to get down if you want backup, if you want help. If you're gonna get a whole car in a wreck, you got to be ready. Even if you get beat up, you get socked out and stepped on, at least take off. At least say you're ready, right? I had a few influences, man. I had several influences, as a matter of fact. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's probably two down white Crips from Harlem. We all know about Goldie from Park Village. There's some solid white Crips for sure. Solid white Mexicans Crips for sure. I mean, solid Mexican Crips for sure. Man, well, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Because if I stay any longer, I'm gonna start talking about girls, and I'm gonna start getting a little more looser at the lips. I always notice after the 50-minute mark for years, I start to go a little off the Richter. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it right now at 1 hour. Hey, y'all take it easy. There's a few solid white Mexican Crips, you're right. That was an accident, man. Any Fat Jack story? Oh, I think you asked that before. Not really, but Fat Jack ended up becoming like my gambling partner. We used to go to Vegas all the time, man, and bet on football. Fat Jack was a good guy, good cool dude, man. I remember, man. I got some stories, but they're not for the internet. Put it that way. Fat Jack, and Hitman, we called 60 UGs because they were so tight with the 60s. They actually lived, Fat Jack lived in the 60s. Hitman was always running in the 60s. So we called them UG 60s. But yeah, my Fat Jack stories ain't for the internet. Y'all stay safe, man. Good looking out for the super chats and cash outs. Appreciate y'all. Y'all take it easy. Peace.